Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Pran Krishna is telling to Master, he is thinking of giving up all the activities and dedicating himself to the sadhana. Master was telling him how the people take these decisions but not follow it. Many are there who just talk only but do not actually bring their ideas into practicality. Pran Krishna to the Master, Sir, I am thinking now of giving up my work. One who is involved in activity cannot accomplish anything. For that Master was answering, yes, work is very troublesome. It is now good for you to meditate on God for a few days in solitude. No doubt you say that you would like to give up your work. Captain said the same thing. Worldly people talk that way but do not succeed in carrying out their intention. Worldly people, they won't be, means some situation of life and they find the work to be troublesome. When we renounce the world because work is troublesome, there is some desire within yet to be fulfilled. When one renounces out of love for God, out of love for humanity, out of longing for God, then it stays forever. It is sustained long period till the realization. It goes on increasing, constantly increasing the longing for God. There are many Pandits who speak words of wisdom, but they merely talk. They don't live up to them. They are like vultures which soar very high but keep their gaze fixed on the carnal pit. What I mean to say is that these Pandits are attached to the world, to woman and gold. If I hear that Pandits are practicing discrimination and dispassion, then I fear them. Otherwise, I look upon them as mere goats and dogs. What is the difference between animal and human? Vast difference. An intellect which can take a decision always, the decisions and choices we make decide what we are and what our life is. Our life is decided by what I choose in this world. All things are kept in front of me. Option is given to me. In each situation, what decision you are going to take. Somebody scolds you, what decision you are going to take. Somebody praises you, what decision you are going to take. Some situations come demanding and compelling you to yield to certain things. How will you behave? The decision taking as an important part of your lifestyle. What is your life? What are you? What is your life is told by your choices and decisions. So here, the speaking alone will not do. Sri Ramakrishna says, Mon mukh act karo. Make your mind and words same. What you think, what you say, let it be reflected in your life. See, if I hear Pandits are practicing discrimination and dispassion, then I fear them. Otherwise, means being a householder, a Pandit, if he is Pandit, he knows what is good and what is bad. He knows the whole scriptures. When I was in Bangalore, one Pandit used to come to teach us in the afternoons so that the brahmacharis will not sleep off in the afternoons. We were made to go through scriptural studies. Of course, minimum rest period needed after food, about an hour is given. After that, the laziness should not come. They must be active and they must get knowledge. As we go ahead in spiritual life, we need more and more clarity, which scriptures and words of enlightened soul give us. So Adhyayana is a part of the sadhana, yama, niyama. In niyama, shaucha, santosha, tapa, swadhyaya, ishvara pranidhana. Tapa, swadhyaya and ishvara pranidhana. Unconditional surrender to God, pranidhana. Tapa, constant sanyama, self-control, exercised at all levels. Mind demands something? No, my child, don't go for that. There is an alternative. I feel like eating something good. I tell the mind, no, any food will do. It gives the same nourishment, don't worry. So here a tapas is, I want to more simply go around and come. Says, why? You want to see a TV, screen a cell phone. Mind, tell the mind, oh my mind, why are you running after those things? It will not only waste your present time, but past memories brought once to the memory mind becomes immediate memory. And it will go on awakening your old tendencies. Instead, you read Bhagavad Gita, you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, read the lives of saints. This is tapas. Each time you go against the demands of mind, which demands you to go towards the world and for fulfillment of your demands of flesh, when you go against that, it is tapas. Mortification of body is to awaken the spirit with that intention for love of God. Tapas. And then tapas is not torturing body. Body must be kept intact with all strength and courage. It must be very strong to withstand the reactions of sadhana. See, Revered Dakshineswar Maharaj wrote in one of the letters, he was very uncomparably advanced in spiritual attainments, and we can say a person who can speak to God directly and listen to God, interact with God to that extent. And so many spiritual experiences. And in a letter he wrote, if one more spiritual experiences relating to the realm I get, a glass sheet which has been left from the hand, how it breaks. Spiritual experience is very difficult to bear for mind, and That's why God doesn't give us a strong body, strong mind. They can withstand the spiritual experiences. We ask for, we demand for, but body must be fit to receive it. Strong body and strong will, strong mind, all these are necessary to get a spiritual experience. Otherwise, it will be like high voltage, 440 volts passing through the ordinary bulb, just fuses within moments. So God doesn't give, nature doesn't give. Nature doesn't give anything that is beyond our capacity to bear. So we might wait. I am doing all sadhanas, but I am physically unfit to receive a spiritual experience. You cannot get it. So body must be kept intact with proper physical exercises, then with nourishing food sufficient to build up all aspects of body, nervous system, muscular system, bone system, all, lungs and heart, everything, digestive system, every system must be promptly working. Then it can smoothly go in spiritual life also, especially mind, calm and collected mind, given to God and God alone. What a joy it is to give everything to God and move about. Love everyone and move about in this world. Love this nature. You can see how even every picture of God or goddess in this Hinduism, you can see an animal by the side. Beautiful sceneries, river flowing, mountains behind, snow-clad mountains. All this nature is brought into picture to the utmost. Birds are sitting. All this nature. That love of nature, love of God, and love of beings go together. This world and all living beings are manifestations of God. Everything. You can worship anything in this world if you have proper sight to view the things. God has become this universe. All the 24 cosmic principles. Just now, 2-3 paragraphs before we saw how Sri Ramakrishna says, I see Narayana everywhere. Narayana in a cheat, Narayana in a sadhu, Narayana in a beggar, Narayana in a rich person. In thieves and all these, good and bad are superimposed on that inner indwelling Narayana. He pervades, he dwells within. The covering sheath alone is colored. So this aspect, so Sri Ramakrishna is telling here, those who sincerely do the discrimination, dispassion, when somebody is as a householder, as a Pandit he knows everything. Scriptures, when I was telling, in Bangalore, afternoons, when Pandit used to come, Shankar Shastrigar, in the afternoon, he used to take classes for us on scriptures, mostly Bhagavad Gita, here and there, sometimes about the Upanishads. We were all new at that time. And as far as possible, he will explain once in Sanskrit, once in Kannada language, so that we'll get accustomed to the Sanskrit language and also we'll be able to clearly understand the import of the scriptures. And from his own life and experience, he will go on explaining us so many things. But he knew almost all scriptures. Whole Shankara Bhashya, what Shankaracharya has written on Bhagavad Gita and many of the Upanishads were on his mouth. An all-knowing person regarding scriptures like. Then he used to come and say, "You don't know anything. I know everything. All scriptures I have studied for years and years. Many of the things are on my mouth, at my fingertips. But I am not equal to you by any means. Because with all my knowledge I could not renounce. But you, without knowing anything, has renounced." So he was a high school master in Sanskrit. And he used to feel, one day I have to renounce and go. Otherwise, all my readings, all my knowledge of Vedanta has no meaning if I don't renounce. And he had one daughter who was not married. He was in 66 or 67 in age, but he was retired from school. And he was telling, "My wife, all arrangements have been made and she is ready to bless me and send me to take sannyasa and go. She is also a spiritual aspirant. But one duty of my life is pending, my daughter's marriage. And I am waiting for that. Once I give her away in marriage, with cooperation of my wife, to release me from all bonds, and she is able to take care of herself. My son is there with her, and I have nothing to worry. And she too is happy because she is also master in scriptures. She knows what is renunciation. And the day his daughter got married, the marriage was over, the handing over daughter to her husband was over, all were ready for food, the Purnahuti was over in the Homa, and he was not to be seen anymore. Where is he? Where is he? Never to be seen again. He was waiting for that moment. How the discrimination and dispassion, how he must have preserved in his heart, waiting for a day that he would leave and go. So that is life. That is one day or other, when the Pandits who knows everything, what is God, what is life, what is human existence, what is Bandha Moksha, everything when he knows, and everything is favorable. If somebody is obstructing, but one thing he was waiting was, scriptures never pardon, giving up the duties undone. So all that he had to do, because he has given birth to a child who for whose end he is totally responsible. All other relationships can be cut. But this marriage with which children are born, we have to see that, or hand them over to the responsible person, and capable of taking care of them and making them reach their end as if they are their own child, the child is his own. So this is what Sri Ramakrishna says, I fear them. Because he knows the scriptures and is practicing sadhana. Otherwise, I look upon them as he knows everything, but he is interested in world. I look upon them as mere goats and dogs. Krishna, because ordinary householders, they do not know what is Atman, what is life really, what for human body is given. Most of the people do not know. What is the purpose? Rarest thing in this world is human birth. And having taken that birth, we do not know how to use and what is the purpose for which this has been given and what for we have been brought here into this world. Most 90% of the world do not know, and 10% who knows are unable to move to that standard of renouncing or calling upon God without renouncing. Day and night, doing all the duties. If they can call on God, what more is needed? If the constant thought of God is there, what more is needed? Wherever he be, in whatever state, in whichever environment, it doesn't matter. Krishna saluted the master and took his leave. He said to him, will you come with us? That experience. While coming, the boat was shaken and he was forcing him, leave me back on the shore. He said to him, will you come with us? He said, no sir. Catch me. See, catch me going again with you. While coming, he took them in the boat and river was very turbulent and he was afraid. After going a little distance, he said, leave me back on the shore. Put me ashore. So now he is recalling that. No sir, catch me going with you again. Goodbye. Goodbye. Master and his children. How that direct disciples say, we did not know how we realized God. Laughing and dancing and hearing and singing. We never knew how we realized God. That is the path of Sri Ramakrishna. Move joyfully. Let your life be a journey to the eternal, a beautiful journey to the eternal. Worry not about anything. Give yourself to God. भगवान को सौंप दो तुझे. Give yourself totally, hand over yourself to God and be free of all worries. How in front of the master they are joking and laughing and enjoying, you see. Master is also participating, like all this, how strict he is speaking. Next moment, like a child, he is laughing and enjoying their company. The company of devotees is entirely different. The innocent way of living. Krishna laughed and said, I see you won't come in the boat. Life is so dear to humans. It takes lot of You see, even after enlightenment, sometimes that fear remains. You see, direct disciples were there. After Master's passing away, they all somehow could join together in Baranagar and then take for rent a dilapidated old house which doesn't have windows and doors properly, fallen off because they did not have money to pay for proper house. It was a big mansion, but no proper arrangements. So in that days, it is like a haunted house or something like that. In that they spent. And one of the direct disciples used to sleep on the top, open the terrace, and he used to always keep a lantern with him. He was afraid there. They have seen so many visions of God they must have had. And when they asked anybody what Master has given us as gift, the realizations, now we are struggling to make them our own. And till that, I am afraid my body should not go. What a beautiful understanding, you see. I have reached the roof. One step ahead. I am able to see, I am able to touch the roof. One step I have to climb. I want to make all realizations the Master has bestowed upon us, our own. That is the fear. M took a little stroll near Panchavati and bathed in the river Ganga. Then he went to the temples of Radhakanta and Kali, prostrated himself before the images. He said to himself, I have heard that God has no form. Then why do I bow down to these images? Is it because Sri Ramakrishna believes in gods and goddesses with form? I do not know anything about God, nor do I understand Him. The Master believes in images. Then why should not I too? Who am I? Who am so insignificant a creature? Accept them. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.